In this video, I'm going to show you how to tune various stringed instruments. This was a request I received from a friend. If you have any video ideas or requests, feel free to leave them in the comments below. In this video, I will be showing how to tune all 5 of my stringed instruments, which is an acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, ukulele, and mandolin. And I'll be showing all of them with a variety of different methods of how to do it. And all of them will be tuned to standard tuning, just for simplicity's sake. First is the acoustic guitar. A guitar is usually tuned in all fourths except for the B string, which is only a third higher than the G string. The tuning of each string on the guitar is E, A, D, G, B, and E. The way I learned to remember what each string should be tuned to is with the mnemonic Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. It's a little bit violent, but I've never forgotten it. The first method I'm going to be showing you of how to tune this guitar in particular is with a pitch pipe. It's in standard tuning, and it's always the way that it is. You can't change it. It's labeled with each of the string names. You blow into the pitch pipe to get the correct pitch, and then you just match the pitch with the string. So that one's actually in tune. If it weren't in tune, I'd use the tuning pegs to adjust it. For my guitar, I turn away from the body to make it lower and turn toward the body to make it higher. So I'll check again with the pitch pipe. So that's too flat, so I need to raise it a little bit. I'd say that's pretty good. Now I just go to the next one. I think that's good. So my guitar is pretty much in tune right now. A good rule of thumb is you should tune your guitar before you start playing it anytime you pick it up, just to make sure, it sounds good when you play it. It's also good to check the tuning if you're playing your guitar a lot, like in the middle of one of your playing sessions. Like I find if I use a capo too much, this is a capo, and then when I take it off, I'll find that a lot of times the strings have gone a little bit sharp, so I'll want to adjust them again to make sure it still sounds good. Another way you can tune a guitar is with relative tuning. I usually use it just to check my tuning to see if I did a good job, but you can use it if you don't have any sort of tuner at all, just to make sure the guitar is in tune with itself. It might not sound good if you're playing with other instruments, but if it's just you and the guitar, then it sounds fine. So on a guitar, like I mentioned earlier, it's tuned in fourths. So for relative tuning, you'd go to the 5th fret of each string and play it with the string below it. So this is the low E at the 5th fret and the A. So they should be the same pitch. So I'd use that to know that I did a good job when I was tuning it. This one's a little bit off, so I'll raise this one. That's closer. So you want to identify how the string below, the one that you don't have it on the 5th fret, is relative to the one above it. So like right now, this string is a little bit flat, so I need to raise it. And now they're the same pitch. And then I keep going down. That one sounds good. Then this one, when you get to the G string and the B string, you have to do it on the 4th fret, because the B string is only tuned a third higher than the G string. That sounds good. And then lastly, you go back to the 5th fret, because the B string and the E string are. So that sounds pretty good. So the first 2 methods I showed are the pitch pipe and relative tuning on the acoustic guitar. Next, I'm going to move to my electric guitar. And I need to plug this into my amp. The next method I'll be showing is with an online tuner. This one is the most easily accessible if you don't have any sort of tuner with you. I don't usually use it because I like some of the other methods, but I know a lot of friends that use it. So you can just either go online or go on your phone and just look up online tuner. And the first one that comes up is the Fender version, which I'm going to use for this example, and I'm going to be tuning an electric guitar, so I'll choose the electric guitar option. So I have it pulled up on my phone right now, and this is what it looks like. It shows you the electric guitar headstock, and it has all of the tuning pegs. So you tap the corresponding tuning peg to the one you want to tune, and then you match the sound. So right now I know that that's flat, so I need to raise it. And I raise it by bringing the tuning peg toward the body of the guitar, so I turn it this way. And I check it again. I'd say that's pretty good. And now I tap the next one. Sounds good. That's a little flat, so I need to raise it. The next instrument I'll be showing you how to tune is the bass guitar. It only has 4 strings, and is tuned an octave lower than a guitar. So the strings are E, A, D, and G. Since it's the same tuning as a guitar, just an octave lower, it has all fourths tuning. So for this method, I'm going to be using a clip-on tuner. This is what a clip-on tuner looks like. You clip it to the headstock of your instrument, and it has a little screen that you look at to see what the notes are. This one has a chromatic setting, but it also has settings for particular instruments. So this is chromatic, this is guitar, bass, violin, and ukulele. I like this one with the bass setting. I found that it's the best sort of tuner to use for my bass because sometimes other ones have, like other clip-on tuners have trouble recognizing the frequencies, and then I just don't usually like using the online tuners. So I'll use this one with the bass setting, and you can adjust the head just where it's pointing so you can see the screen. So you play a note, and then the screen lights up. It's green if it's in tune, so I know I don't need to adjust the string at all. That one's also in tune. This one's not lighting up green yet, so it's not quite in tune. I need to lower it a little bit. This string was a little sharp, so I needed to lower it. So now it's in tune because it's lighting up green. And then the last string, this one's too sharp, so I need to lower it a little as well. Now it's green. Some of the clip-on tuners have different ways of showing you if it's in tune or not. That's just the way that mine works, but I like these the best because instead of having to match the pitch to a different source like a pitch pipe or to the online tuner, it listens to the frequency that you're playing and then tells you how you need to adjust it instead of playing a frequency and then you have to match it. For people that don't have very good relative pitch, that'd be the method that I recommend. And then there's one last method, but I don't have one. It's a tuning pedal, which if I were to have one, I could only use it with my electric guitar or my bass, because they're the only 2 instruments I have with inputs. Some examples would look like this. It basically works the same as a clip-on tuner, except it reads the signal through the signal chain from your cord and shows you, like on the clip-on tuner, how you need to adjust it. The next instrument is the ukulele. It's tuned in G, C, E, A. The way I like to think of it is like a guitar with a capo on the 5th fret. So I'll go ahead and show that. Here's my acoustic guitar again, and I'm putting the capo on the 5th fret. So the bottom 3 strings are the same tuning. So on a ukulele, since the bottom 3 strings are like a guitar, you have a third between the G and the E, and then you have a fourth between the E and the A. And then standard tuning on a ukulele is called high G tuning. So this highest string at the top is tuned to a G. So it's only a major second lower than the A string. So if you play the 2nd fret, those 2 should be the same. So I'll check this tuning with my clip-on tuner again. Then I'll go to the ukulele setting and then check all the strings. This is the G, and then the C, which is the lowest one. That one's good. And then E, and finally A. So it's all in tune. And then the last instrument that I have is the mandolin. A mandolin has 8 doubled strings. All sets of 2 strings are tuned in unison. It has the same tuning as a violin, but it's in 5th tuning, which is, if you account for all the strings, GG, DD, AA, and EE. I like to think of it as a guitar upside down. So the highest is an E, and then the second highest is an A, then a D, and finally G. You can check it either with the chromatic tuner on here, or I believe the violin tuning should work since it's the same tuning as a violin. So I'll try that. It's close, but it's a little flat, so I'll bring it higher. I think it's picking up both strings. Yeah, that's good. That one's a little flat. These 2 strings should be the same pitch since they're all tuned in unison. There we go. That's good. And then this one should be D. They're both a little flat, so I brought the tuning pegs toward the body. And then if you want to check this one's tuning with relative tuning, you do the 7th fret because it's 5th tuning. So that is all the methods that I know of to tune various instruments, and I showed it to you on acoustic guitar, electric guitar, bass guitar, ukulele, and mandolin. Have fun playing your instruments and make sure they're all in tune before you start playing.